Hello students, we are reading on Receipt of My Mother's Pictures by William Cooper. In this poem, he is mourning the death of his mother. He is memorizing the memories of the time that he has spent with his mother. So we have could he wished to come back the time that he has spent with his mother. Could time his flight reverse, restored the hours when playing with thy vesture tissued flower, the violet, the pink and jasmine, and pricked them into paper with a pen. And thou was happier than myself the while wouldst softly speak and stroke my head and smile. He says that it was the time when he was playing happily with his mother, with his mother with the dry flowers by pinning them onto her gown, and her mother became very happy and she stroked her head and spoke very softly to him, and she always smiled at his playthings. Could those few pleasant hours again appear? Might one wish bring them? Would I wish them here? Poet wonders if his one wish is powerful enough to bring those moments back. He wished that those moments come back. I would not trust my heart. The dear delight seems so to be desired. Perhaps I might. Her heart desired to come back those times, but no. What here we call life is so little to be loved, and thou so much. Then he realized at the next moment that it is not fair or for his mother to call her back again on this earth, because life is full of problems. And he says that I should ill requite thee to constrain thy unbound spirit into bonds. He says that by wishing so, he will bound his mother's free spirit in worldly bondages again. So he says that it is not proper to call her back again to life. He stops himself at the thought that bringing his mother back to life is not fair, because there is so little about life which is to be loved. So it is not, and now his mother is a free spirit, she can move everywhere. So it is not proper to call her back and again chained her in the bounds of responsibilities. Thou, as a gallant bark from Albion's coast, now he is comparing his mother with a ship. Gallant bark, splendid ship from Albion's coast. Albion means England. The storm all weathered and the ocean cross shoots into a port at some well-heavened isle where spices breathe and brighter seasons smile. He says that his mother took a journey towards a happy island from the coast of Albion, from the coast of this world, and she withered. She won over all the storms, and she finally crossed this ocean that is full of difficulties, this ocean of life, and she reached that well settled island of the heaven where spices breathe and brighter seasons smile. This is the place where the spices fragrance of spices can be smelt and the seasons are very bright. There sits quiescent on the floods that show her beauteous form reflected clear glow. There she is sitting in the quietness of the heaven, and her reflection can be seen on the in the ocean. So in this metaphor, he is comparing his mother with a ship and the world with Albion or England, and the difficulties of life with the storms, and heaven with a well-heavened island and her mother, who the memories are the reflection that are still on the earth, and her mother is in the heaven. His mother is in the heaven, and her memories are still on the earth in the minds of people, so the reflection of the memories are still on the earth. So while airs impregnated with incense play around her, fanning light her streamers gaze. So he is describing the fine weather and quietness of the heaven, that the airs are full of fragrances there, and they are fanning the flag of the mother, of the ship. His mother is a ship, so the winds that are blowing there are fanning the flag that is on the top of the ship. And it can be, this metaphor can be understood like this, that his mother is sitting on the shore of this earth that is in the heaven. His mother is sitting in the heaven, and the reflection of her memories is still on this earth, and she is enjoying that fragrant quiet weather in the heaven, and hairs are her hairs are blowing with the fragrance winds of the heaven. So thou with sails how swift, and he says that how swiftly, how quickly she sailed from this earth. He just want to convey the idea that his mother died so early, has reached the shore where tempests never beat nor billows roar, and she has reached that shore of heaven, that shore where the problems of life comes to an end. And thy loved consort means loving companion, that is her husband and the poet's father, on the dangerous tide of life long since. He says that your loving companion, your husband, my father, was, he stayed long on this dangerous tide of life, has anchored at thy side, but now he is also dead, and he has reached in the heaven with you, and he has anchored his ship by your side, but me scarce hoping to attain that rest. And poet says that he is very scared that he could attain that rest in his life, always from port withheld, always distressed. He says that I always got distressed with this thought that whether he would be able to attain that rest, that heaven or not. Me howling winds drive, devious tempests toast. He says that the problems of life and drive him um, back again and again. Every passing day has bring new challenges to him. Sails ripped, seams opening wide and compass lost. He says that my sails of my ship has ripped, and seams of those sails opened wide, and I have lost my way in this sea of life. So every passing day bring a new challenge to him, and he thinks that he will not be able to attain that rest, that peace in heaven. And day by day some current thwarting forces set me more distant from my prosperous course. So I was pushed back by these problems of life to attain my desired goal, to attain heaven. But oh, the thought that thou art safe, and he, but this thought that my parents are safe, you, my mother and my father, you both are same there. The thought is joy, arrive what may to me. This thought gives him a joy that his parents are safe in the heaven, whatever happens to him. My boast is not that I deduce my birth from lions enthroned and rulers of the earth. He says that he is not boasting that I have taken birth from a royal family or the rulers of the earth, but higher far my proud pretensions rise. The son of parents passed into the skies. He says that I am more proud than those people who take birth in a royal family, because my parents are abiding, they are they are living there in the heaven with the God. And now farewell time unrevoked. He says unrevoked means that cannot be taken back. He says that he must say farewell to his mother now because time is unrevocable, it cannot be bring back, has run his wanted course, and it it runs at its own desired course. The time runs at its own desired course, so one cannot bring it back according to his wish. Yet what I wished is done. But poet says that though I failed to bring that time back, but still I succeed in my desire. Whatever I wanted to do is fulfilled by contemplation's help, not sought in vain. I have done that thing by, poet says that he has done his desire completed by the help of his imagination, not sought in vain, and his imagination did not go in vain. I seem to have lived my childhood over again. With the help of his imagination, he succeeded to live his childhood again with his mother, to have renewed the joys that once were mine. He has renewed all the joys of childhood in his memories without the sin of violating thine, and he has not violated the course of the time during this imagination. He has not violated the rules of the time by doing all this. And while the wings of fancy still are free, and I can view this mimic shoe of thee, he says that my his imagination is still free, and he can imagine his mother with him whenever he likes, and I can view this mimic shoe of thee. And now he can have a look on this picture of his mother's whenever he liked. Time has but half succeeded in his theft. Thyself remove thy power to soothe me left. Here time is personified as a thief, as it steals from life from a physical body. But he says that time has half succeeded in his work, because though he has removed, though the time has removed his mother's physical presence from this earth, the but the but the power of her memories are still there, and her memories can soothe the poet, just as her physical presence gave him joy. In the same way, her memories will give him joy forever. So this is the end of the poem.